Samsung just announced the One UI 8.5 Good Lock, which supposedly shows a screenshot from the S26 Ultra with a privacy display tile. The S26 Ultra will be equipped with a sophisticated OLED display, including Flex Magic Pixel technology. Based on this technological technique, Samsung is introducing a futuristic function based on securing on-screen content. A purported screenshot from the S26 Ultra shows off a privacy display tile in the quick panel. The symbol features a mobile device with a shield icon printed on the screen. The tile's label also validates the formal name of the feature. One UI 8.5 based Quick Start opens some serious new personalization tricks. It allows you to build image-based tiles and adjust the size and arrangement. The screenshot has a privacy display tile as default, signifying S26 Ultra origins. Flex Magic Pixel Screen with artificial intelligence will let you secure your on-screen material. When enabled, this function will reduce the screen visibility from side angles, while the front view will remain unaltered. Users will be able to manually enable or disable it totally. The software part will also be nice, offering automation and app-specific settings. It can auto-trigger when particular apps are launched, including WhatsApp and Instagram. Privacy display is a function that requires a contemporary screen. Samsung might not be able to offer it to existing devices like the S25 Ultra. It would remain a distinctive feature only for the future S26 Ultra. Next, these Samsung S26 Ultra renderings are incredibly gorgeous. Samsung may soon unveil the first Galaxy Unpacked teaser, but the internet is already being filled with many S26 Ultra design renders. Samsung will offer the S26 Ultra in 4 conventional colors and at least 2 online exclusive hues next month. Based on early intel, Samsung Insider Ice Universe unveiled AI-generated renders of the next gadget. The graphic is just for illustration purposes only. The proportions, alignment, and colors can't be regarded as final. However, it's a no-brainer to have a look at prospective design aesthetics as illustrated in the AI-made photos. Creator Michael Ma recently revealed a batch of S26 Ultra photos. Unlike AI-generated ones, the manually produced representations appear incredibly gorgeous. What made these go viral is the layout that coincides with the ongoing trend on X. The designer generated 4 renders of the S26 Ultra, with the arrangement completing a new look at the camera design. The camera bump exposes all 4 potential colors of the device, thanks to clever planning and placement. When opened, each image has the upper half in the relevant color shade. The middle half flaunts a camera bump, while the bottom part has a central frame view from the side, where you get volume rockers and a power button. The renders are displayed in violet, white, blue, and black. Next, you can probably save this Samsung S26 pre-order and release date now. We've had quite a bit of conflicting information floating around the interwebs on the possible timing of the Galaxy S26 family's announcement and release over the last few weeks. But the matter seems settled now that a Korean publication has weighed in with dates that perfectly line up with the most recently rumored schedule from Europe. All that's left is for Samsung to publicly confirm this plan, which might take a couple more weeks. How late is too late? It's fairly guaranteed now that the next big Unpacked event will take place on February 25 in San Francisco, with pre-orders planned to go off on the 26th, a pre-sale scheduled for the March 5 to March 10 timeframe, and a real commercial debut due for March 11. If you don't know what a pre-sale is, you're probably not from South Korea, and you shouldn't bother too much with either the phrase or the March 5 date. Instead, you should just focus on February 25 and March 11, which are expected to prove the most critical dates for the Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra in most markets across the world. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. Wouldn't March 11 be somewhat of a tardy global release date? Well, compared to the S25 family, that's exactly accurate, but interestingly enough, most of you don't seem too upset by it. Remember, the S25, S25 Plus, and S25 Ultra went on sale worldwide on February 3, 2025, while the Galaxy S24 Trio was officially introduced on January 24, 2024. The S23 family, meanwhile, started selling on February 17, 2023, So you can argue that Samsung is changing its calendar to push new Galaxy S series debuts later in the year. On the positive side, we should definitely be grateful that the second Friday after February 25 this year occurs on the 13th, as that reportedly contributed to Samsung's unique decision of introducing a new smartphone lineup on a Wednesday to avoid the obvious negative implications of March 13. Will prices go up? That remains the largest concern surrounding the S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra now that we know the S26 Edge is not occurring. And while today's report seems to deliver terrible news on that front, I wouldn't panic just yet. Not unless you do live in South Korea, where a price hike for the Galaxy S26 series over the S25 Trio is seen as inevitable. I don't think this news concerns any other market but Samsung's motherland, so there's still a chance prices will be frozen in crucial territories like the US and maybe even Europe, as some insiders and tipsters have lately stated. The problem with the Galaxy S series is that they don't look very exciting, which would make it practically impossible for Samsung to justify a price jump across the board outside places like South Korea. Although we all know component prices and resulting production costs are increasing for practically all smartphone manufacturers, it's also no secret that profit margins on devices like the Galaxy S25 Ultra and S26 Ultra are quite chunky, which makes many consumers expect companies to take a hit on that latter aspect before passing their rising expenses on to everyday buyers. So, is the Galaxy S26 series worth the wait? That's not an easy topic to answer at the moment, but what I can tell you is that there are a few interesting improvements and enhancements in the pipeline here. I'm talking about the oft-rumored privacy display functionality, some battery size increases, a charging speed bump, a new processor, and most likely, some new camera sensors and photography tools as well. Unfortunately for folks who don't think they'll be able to afford the Galaxy S26 Ultra, the most exciting improvements could exclusively come to the biggest and costliest member of the new family, leaving prospective buyers of the vanilla Galaxy S26 and even the S26 Plus scratching their heads and wondering why they should snub last year's perfectly acceptable Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates.